All right, sometimes you feel like proper manners are dead. Well, not so fast. We have an etiquette expert here to brush up our skills. You're watching HLN. News that hits home. From tipping to dining, there are lots of little-known rules of etiquette that many of us break every day, and maybe the bigger rules we just forget. Author of the book Modern Etiquette for a Better Life, Diane Gottsman, is back with us and showed us how to be poised and proper in these changing times. Talking about etiquette, table setting. I mean, I will be straight up honest. I have a lot of dinner parties. Every single one, I Google formal place setting. I do not know why. I cannot remember it. So earlier, I put together what I think off the top of my memory the place settings are with a formal dining experience. So how did I do?
You did pretty well. You did very well.
The average Joe wouldn't notice this.
So I'm going to show you, and you did it. So here's a little tip. It's the B and the D. So you make a B and a D with your index finger and thumb. Your bread plate always goes left. Your drinks always go right. And you did it. You eat from the outside in.
I remember that from Pretty Woman.
Yes. Okay. And you placed your spoons in the right place. Your knife blade is facing in. So A+ for that. Now here, depending on when you eat your salad, this is your salad first. Salad goes on the outside. If you serve salad first.
Okay.
And your napkin, what I would suggest, this is just a little suggestion for you, but I really like that blade, you got an extra point for that blade knife facing in.
I remember that from my many Googles.
There you go. It goes on the left under the fork. Or you can place it underneath the plate. And here's one more little tip for you. If you are going to serve dessert and coffee and you want to be really fancy, your dessert fork would go above and your coffee spoon would go above.
Opposite direction.
Opposite direction.
I didn't know whether or not the smaller plate or the bigger plate were bread or...
So this
is water and this is wine?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes, exactly. And there might be an additional one if you're going to have champagne. And this is you were talking about the bread plate. This is your salad plate, bread plate. And then if we had a soup bowl, we would spoon away from us.
My mother would be very proud that for the most part, because I either Google or I call her, and she tells me, okay, I want to go through a little speed round. When it comes to tipping and modern etiquette, it can be really difficult who to tip and who not to tip, especially movers. You're already spending so much on them. How much do you tip if you tip at all?
So I think that you should, if they are there and they are there all day, you want to give them water, you might want to buy them lunch, and you might give them $20 each. Now, is it absolutely mandatory? It is not. A tip is not an obligation, but most people want to give them something.
Food delivery.
Food delivery, minimum $5.
Okay. No matter how much you spend?
So more if they have brought you 30 pizzas in the blizzard.
Your mechanic.
Your mechanic, that's optional.
Tow truck driver?
Optional, but you might want to give them something.
I was surprised about that because your tow truck driver, you would think, okay, taxi driver versus ride-sharing services.
So both. You tip ride-sharing services. Online, one of the ride-sharing services says not necessary, but the drivers really do appreciate it.
Grocery store baggers, especially the ones that help you to your car.
Most grocery stores don't want you to tip, so their policy is no. So check the policy. When in doubt, check the policy. If wherever you're wanting to tip, if you think, should I or should I not, ask management.
This I always have a hard time with. Hairdresser. There's also the person that dries your hair. How much do you give each of them?
3 to 5 for the person that washes your hair, 15 to 20 for the person who styles it, cuts it, colors it, does all of that.
All right, I've written everything down because one of the things I was following etiquette expert Diane Gottsman. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.